All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Founders Live PDX, August 5th rendition. And I would like to know that everybody can hear me okay. If you could pop in a message there, you should be getting good audio. Just want to make sure. I just want to say that I do have a co-host this evening, and he's having some issues apparently at the moment, so he will be returning to the stage soon. In the meantime, all right, I see several people who can hear me. Awesome. All right, I'm going to bring onto the stage, without further ado, our entertainment for the evening, which some of you early birds will be able to enjoy. On the stage with me right now is Jake Lloyd and his awesome band. Hey, Jake.
How's it going?
Love your setup. Where are you right now? Tell us a little bit about where you are and what's going on there.
We're in our rehearsal space in Austin, Texas, obviously. But so it's called the Band Co-op. It's been here since like 1988. So it's been here for a while. It's a staple in the community, and this is where we rehearse and get the songs right for the set. So,
yeah, nice. Looks great.
Cool. Thank you.
So I want to make sure if our audience could also confirm that you can hear Jake coming through nice and clear, because we're about to have them play. I want to make sure. I believe you are. All right, let's go on the assumption that you're good. Tell us a little bit about you and the band, and what are you going to play first for us? Let's do that first.
My name is Jake Lloyd. I born and raised here in Austin. Met these guys a couple years back, and we've been playing together. Danny Saldivar he produces like 90% of the music that actually he produces 100% of the music that the band plays, and got a couple guys. Jake Rabin is from up north, from Dallas, originally from California, and he's been in Texas. And we got my man Graham Goetz back there, and he's been all over the world too, the country really. But so here we are, man. What's the first song we're doing? Remote. This first song is a track that was on 2018 record me and Danny put out. So it's an oldie but goodie.
All right, let's hear it. Excited to hear you guys. Let's do it.
Cool. Shot me down, need an ambulance quick. Heart was cold as avalanches. Took shots on you and now I can't miss. Anytime during this, I start to boil. I'll switch my tactics. I'd rather show you. It's a vibe, it's a vibe. It's alive, it's alive. You can call me from anywhere. I'll be right there. Put one in the air. Somewhere quiet, pasta, wine, vegetarian diet. Maybe end up at the Hilton High. You don't smoke, I don't buy it. Actually, we'll buy it. Smoke what you It's destined beyond. It's unlikely. Oh, it's unlikely. Such a prize to be. So you can pop it open, baby. Pop it open, baby. Just pop it open, baby. It's gone. It's made in 6 degrees. Metal frame, all the lanes on the side. See, so you can pop it open, baby. Pop it open, baby. Pop it open, baby.
Right on. That was great. Love that ending.
Thank you.
So awesome. Let me just give you a quick round of applause because, I know for artists, it's so hard when you don't have people in front of you. You can't feed off their energy.
Definitely.
It's tough. So I feel for you guys. You guys doing a lot of this, by the way? Are you performing
Actually,
like this?
Quite a bit. This is really, man, this is what it's all really shifted to as of lately. So we've been doing quite a bit of crowd list recording, and so
yeah. Well, at the end of the night, we're going to be providing all your info, and we'll want you to at the end of the Q&A mention where people can find you, where they can buy your stuff, listen to your stuff, all that good stuff.
Sounds good, man.
So great. Tell us about the next song you're going to do.
The next song we're doing is off of a record we put out last year, towards the end of 2019. It's a song that got us some pretty good traction here in the city of Austin, and it's kind of like a upbeat, poppy tune. So it's one of my favorites. I think it's a good one.
Cool. Let's do it.
Let's do it. I woke up this morning, I hated myself. I hated the way I looked, the way I thought, and the way I felt. Cards on the table, I would poorly dealt. Then the world starts to beat on me with karma spell. But by the time the clock struck 5, I was on my way to the bar. The bottom line is it turned out fine. This feeling should be against the law. 'Cause now I feel great. 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 I'm number one. Now I feel number one. I'm number one. Now I feel great. Yeah, yeah. Now I feel great. I gotta hit you at first too. I guess I ain't quite through. Let me tell you some more stories about this hellish life. Like how I got this woman really wanna make my wife, but I can't treat her like I do. These hurtful things that I spew are closing in on me every single night. Then I go to work the next day and try to put up a fight. But by the time the clock struck 5, I was on my way to the bar. The bottom line is it turned out fine. Feeling should be against the law. Now I feel great. Close my tab and the bartender laughs. Now I feel great. Taking pictures with the whole bar staff. Now I feel great. Buying drinks and my rent's past due. If you need tell me what to do. Now I feel great. I'm number one. Yeah, I'm number one.
Hey, I'm going to bring on Nate, my co-host. He's actually in the green room. Let's clap for them, Nate. What do you think? Let's do it. He's muted.
No, yeah, seriously, fantastic. Loving it.
Jakin is awesome, Dan. I heard that tune on Spotify, I believe.
Oh, nice.
And either that or I saw it on YouTube. Maybe it's on both. I don't know. But
yeah, no, we have a video on YouTube for it. So
yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, I think it was YouTube. So tell me, that is that an anthem these days for the way things are, and you going back to those thoughts and words?
Man, kinda, yes. I hadn't really thought about it, but yeah, it is kind of. It's talking about some issues that are kind of coming back up with the social distancing and the pandemic and just craziness, man. But yeah, it's a song that was meant to be kind of like a what am I looking for? Oxymoron, I guess, kind of. It's upbeat and poppy, but it's talking about a lot of heavy stuff, but it's supposed to make you feel good as well. So.
But uplifting at the same time.
Uplifting, exactly. No, absolutely. Yeah. So I wanted to portray all of those feelings in that song. So I think
well, a lot of great comments to the music from the audience,
awesome.
So you know.
You.
Tell us about the third song you're going to do.
Wow. This third song is another one from 2018. It was on the record that had the very first song we played, the Jake Lloyd LP. This one is kind of more like R&B groovy. So it's another one of my favorite ones. I think you guys enjoy it.
All right, cool. All right, hit it, boys.
Everywhere, sneaking up behind you, see you dancing in your underwear. Don't know what I did to deserve of you like this. I'm gonna keep throwing my pennies in that wishing well. Maybe in a couple of years we finish out our careers, get the house that's overlooking that big old hill. Sound that you make my heart beat. I'm feeling just like a kid again. I'm feeling just like a child. Feeling just like a kid again. My love is must I really remind you? I'm the one that picked you up and you fell. Trying to find a word to describe you. Having a hard time trying to get it out if you couldn't tell. I'm a player, baby, I'm a player for sure. Can you put up with more than the average girl would? Baby, this I know. Baby, I'm a player, baby, I'm a player for sure. Baby, one day this thing will grow. It's getting better by the mile, getting further by the mile. Loving you more by the mile. Hey, hey, hey. Oh, it's the sound that makes my just like it again. I'm feeling just like a child. Just like it again. It's all about
All right.
Thank you.
Great stuff. I got to tell you, this is our second live event. We had a great artist the first time. It's so great to have a second great artist. And I know that I speak for myself and for a lot of people that are leaving comments. It's just great music, really enjoying it. So really appreciate it. Now I'm going to put you guys on the spot. I asked you for 3 songs. We've got time. Can you do a fourth?
Absolutely.
Yeah? All right. What are you going to do for us?
We're gonna do a song that we put out actually this year. It's called Crossroading. It's kind of like it's got some rock elements to it, but still got the same groove. So it's a cool one that we've been playing around with and been getting some good traction on.
Yeah, cool. Do you play any instruments yourself, Jake?
No, I have been working on learning guitar,
Okay.
but I just sing and write and create all of the lyrics and the
Yeah.
melodies. So
Which is a lot.
absolutely, man.
Yeah,
Thank you. But I'm working on it, man. That's definitely high on the priority list for sure.
Yeah. All right. Let's hear your next song.
My guys, they try to improvise they lives. Been out of jail for 10 years, ain't going back. Enterprise to the skies, gotta count, incentivize. Oh, yeah. I've been up the mountain and I've seen the fountain. But your ride pierced right through my soul. Every day, every night, all summer, I feel the feeling inside the deepest part in my soul, in my heart. I knew you had a secret from the start. I've been up the mountain and I've seen the fountain, but your eyes pierced right through my soul. This is my land, I was born here, I'ma die here, see if I care. If you shoot me down today, 10 more me's will sprout up where I lay. In other words, I'ma live forever. Me and the devil, we live together. You might tell the truth, but you can't keep the devil from his due. I've been up the mountain and I've seen the fountain, but your eyes, they pierce right through my soul. I walk the line, I walk the line, I walk the line.
Very cool. Right on. You guys need to let's bring Nate back on. You need a guitarist, man, on stage for that one.
Absolutely,
Get it
absolutely.
out.
We got him, man. He couldn't make it. He had some conflicts with the work schedule, so we had to
Gotcha.
get him
Gotcha.
backtracked. But yeah, that's a fun one to play, man. With the whole
Yeah, no, that's a great song. So just to kick off some questions,
Okay.
what do you consider your genre, your style? Like, how do you classify yourself? Because I'm finding your music pretty unique. So where do you place yourselves?
This is still something we kind of stumble over, man. It's kind of like alt rock R&B. Alternative R&B is something I've heard thrown around quite a bit, and that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
But there's like elements of hip hop in it and some rock stuff, but soul. So yeah, alt R&B.
Yeah, very cool. Well, here's what I want to tell you guys and everybody watching is that because of this online approach to Founders Live, anyone can attend any event at any time.
Yep.
And so I want to see you guys play at other events, and I want to see this crowd attending other events. So
Absolutely.
hopefully this can be an avenue for you guys to, get your music out. That's what we're hoping for with artists. Now, kind of like getting on that path, tell me about you and the band and how it's been with this crazy pandemic situation. It's changed everybody's life in more than one way. How has it impacted you, and what are you doing about it?
Well,
Pause real
man,
quick. Before you answer that question, apparently Jake's mic is kind of low. Is there any way you can bump that up so everybody can hear him a little better?
Yeah, good.
Check. Is this a little better?
So the funny thing is, when the music's playing, you're fine. When you're speaking,
but when I talk,
it's all.
So here in Austin, man, things have been like it is for everybody everywhere else. We've just been kind of adjusting. When you used to be able to go to shows and network in person, you're having to network via email and video chat. So it's really it's flipped the way we've looked at the marketing side. Like now we have to put out more releases, and they have to be good releases, better releases than you had to put out back last year, because you could kind of get the live shows and rub elbows and do that sort of thing with people and tastemakers and gatekeepers in the city. And now it's kind of been shifted to more content, better content. So
so that's a positive, right? We should be hearing a lot better music.
For sure. A lot better music, a lot better releases, more impactful releases. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel the pressure's on now to do better? I mean, is that elevating your music, or does it feel intimidating in some ways?
I feel this is the most attention that I've gotten probably since I've been working on music. So honestly, it's been a terrible 8 months. But as far as like music and career push, this has been the best 8 months. So it's super weird, man. Super weird. So I don't necessarily feel more pressure, but I feel more eyes for sure. I know more people are watching, so it's exciting. And I mean, there's a level of pressure, yeah, but it's not overwhelming by any means.
It's a good kind of pressure.
For sure.
Yeah. So, we treat you guys, artists, entertainment, as entrepreneurs. We see you guys as very fitting to the talent we bring on stage to pitch and so forth. So, from your perspective, what is your advice? What have you learned as an entrepreneur? What would you share with others in this audience that would be helpful to them?
Man, first you got to have a solid team. That's the first thing that I've learned, is if you don't have the right people around you, man, you're not going to go very far. I don't know too many people that have gotten to high places by themselves. So this man right here, my keyboard man, Danny Saldivar, if it was not for him, honestly, all these guys, but I met Danny first. So if it wasn't for Danny, none of this would be here. And then my drum man, Jake Raven's we've played in other bands together. So these guys and Graham, like we've all been putting a whole lot of time into the Jake Lloyd brand. So I would say you got to have a good team first. You have to have people around you that you trust, that you can bump heads with, and people can tell you, no, Jake, that's dumb. You got to sit down. Don't do that. So that's like the first, I need these guys tell me that all the time. We tell each other that. So you have to have that. Something else I've learned. Gosh, how much time do you have?
6 minutes.
You got to be patient, man. Me and Danny have been working together since 2010, and it's 10 years later, and we're just now getting, we've been making waves in Austin for a while, but 2020, like I said, these last 8 months have been the best since the last 10 years. So patience, man. I wake up every day and have to tell myself that. So I'm still in class. Like, it hasn't been learned yet. I'm still learning that. team, patience. You gotta know if you got it or not. You know what I'm saying? If you don't got it, you don't got it, man. So you gotta sometimes you gotta have that internal talk with yourself. You gotta have that monologue, that dialogue, internal dialogue. Like you gotta figure out if it's something you really want to do, number one, and if you do really want to do it, are you good enough to do it? So I feel like those are a couple things I've learned throughout my career. So,
Good advice.
for sure.
Great
yeah,
stuff.
and
Well
life.
done.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's been a ride, man. So
Yeah, I gotta say a couple of those things too. They sound like really solid lessons, particularly like the patience and the people. Like those are things that we really try to like highlight in our community too, because in addition to just building those relationships, if we're gonna have startups coming in and doing their
Yep.
thing, those are two huge deals.
absolutely,
yeah.
man.
I'm curious. I would love to hear. So, what's next for you guys? Like, are you guys working on another album? Is that a question that's okay to ask even?
Oh, absolutely.
And if not, like, what are you guys gonna be doing?
Actually, man, we have several songs ready to go. We've been working on new material. We just put out an EP at the top of this couple months ago, actually. Excuse me, not the top of the year,
Nice.
but the last song that we played, Crossroading, was on that EP. So we've got some things ready to go, man, that we've been kind of sitting on. More content, like I was saying earlier. This is really the name of the game now. Looking to put out a couple collaboration albums that me and Danny and a couple other guys have been working on. Hopefully, get a full band record, which is something that we haven't been able to do as of yet. So
Nice.
definitely record, man. This is the time. We have nothing but time. So
Sure.
in a way, I mean, there's other things to do, obviously, but this is
Right,
the
right.
time
Well-
to get the recording done.
Well, yeah, and I was just wondering, like, if we were gonna be, if anybody really wanted to look at some, like, maybe other virtual spaces you might be in, were there other opportunities you might be able to see?
So there is a company here in Austin called Black Fret, and we recorded a live virtual thing with them. It's like a taping. And they're like patrons of the music scene here. They give out grants and like help artists, really take it to the next level. So it was really cool to shoot with those guys. Again, that was Black Fret. Those guys are cool. It'll be on YouTube, so yeah, you'll be able to find it if
Nice.
you don't actually catch the live stream. Man, there's so much stuff is like popping up. It's every day. I feel like new opportunities for virtual experiences are getting thrown my way. So that's really cool. That is the only one that we actually have like coming up, but
Sure.
I would like to think there will be more.
Well, hey, anything that I mean, obviously your channels, like where people can find your music in general online, but also just anything you're particularly excited about. I know that I would love to get those links and those resources, and I would love to share those with our people as well.
Oh yeah, man, I'm all
So
over.
I actually have a question about that. Two questions. Jay
Okay.
or Nate, am I coming across okay?
I mean, there's still an echo. but
There's
it's
still
not
an
killing
echo.
it.
I'm on a different device. Interesting. You're sounding a bit echoey too. Anyway,
All right.
Jake, what I would do is, since you can see us, if you can add a comment to the feed and let people know
With all the socials.
exactly all the options, where they can find you, where they can, go see you, hear you.
Absolutely.
That would be great. So the good news is you're coming back in about 45 minutes when we do our voting. We'll have you do another song.
Okay.
So thank you so much. This was a fantastic opening to our event. Yes,
Thank you.
quick golf clap.
Yeah, I'll go
Yeah.
ahead in the meantime and get the socials typed out in a message there.
Perfect. We will see you guys back in 45 minutes.
All right, man.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Great. Okay. Well, how about we do a proper introduction? We weren't able to do this at 5:30 when we came on. Let's try this again. I'm Josh Berenstein. Most of you know me from our live events, and so far one online event in June. These have been going great. I couldn't be happier with how this format has turned out. Nick, great job. I know we did a lot of brainstorming together, but just, the push to get us online and some of the really cool things that are happening now with global events that I urge you guys to learn more about. Anyway, I want to turn the mic to Nate Miller, who some of you, if you've been to our live events, will remember Nate helping out.
No pressure there.
Back to the days of Cloudability, and then obviously at Graybox. So Nate, tell us a little bit about what you do, who you are, tell all these good folks about you.
Sure. Hi, everybody. My name is Nate. I'm helping Josh do this. I got brought in on this because I started coming to these events because I'm just super excited about the startup community in Portland, Oregon, the Pacific Northwest in general. I'm a co-founder of a remote software development team, and we do a lot of great custom work. And I was really excited about obviously meeting people with whom we might be able to work, but there's also just a lot of great stuff happening. And I'm always excited to meet those people, hear about those companies, and honestly just be a part of those conversations, whether there's specific talk about technology and initiatives that are going on, or even just participating with like specific companies themselves. And on top of that, I think Founders Live is just a really exciting community. When I started looking for ways to get plugged into the startup scene in Portland, Founders Live was one of the first things, and I came to the first event and I was hooked because there's just a great energy, there's lots of great people. I love the speed of things, but there's also continued engagement, and the global community that Nick is building, I think is really exciting. So I'm just really glad to be here and be a part of helping make these things more exciting.
Very cool. That's awesome. So tell us real quick, and I want to know from people in the comments, how, Nate, are you handling the fact that you cannot network in person anymore? Like, how is that hitting you? How do you, how do you work through that? Because a lot of us, a lot of people like getting out, right? I mean, it's an important part of our lives to socialize, be around others, network, create relationships. How have you dealt with that?
Yeah, I think that's actually a really great question for a couple reasons. The primary one being that it did hit my particular role with our team really hard, because my job wasn't the development, and my job was mostly sales. It was meeting people and talking to them about how our team might be able to help them out. And meeting them face to face is a huge part of how we do that, how I do that work right now. So it was definitely a big hit to my ability to feel productive. And at first that was really hard. But I got to say, the second reason why I'm excited to answer that question is because of one of the ways that I found my way through that was actually through a conversation with Nick. Nick is really plugged into a lot of different founders, and he has always got, I think, really great advice and perspective on how to navigate these things. And he pointed me towards being flexible, about being aware of what's going on for my industry and for startups in general right now, and really be thinking about creative ways to pivot, about useful ways to get value out of this time, whether that's just like trying to find more ways to network, or if that's maybe rededicating my energy towards like more marketing and sales and reworking our website and really finding ways to connect with people online. I think all of that has helped me feel like I'm still getting something done to push our company forward during this time. And it's definitely been a challenge, but I think we're still getting good use out of this time.
So great answer, by the way. I want your prediction, and guys, I'm going to keep hitting you on in the audience to also chime in. Nobody knows anything right now, right? But when do you think the first live event will happen again? When would you predict we could all get together in person again?
See, so that's a trick question. And the reason why that's a trick question is because I think it can get focused on like too much of one attribute over another. So like, is it just going to be when there's a subside, like the epidemic subsides a bit? And maybe that's the only reason why we're not doing this. But if we're able to reach a great audience with these events, and if people feel like they're still able to participate substantively here, then why not continue to make it virtual in order for us to continue to connect with the larger audience? I mean, having said that, yeah, the in-person events are really great. So even if we do decide to do those again, what are they going to look like? Is there going to be more or less of what we have now? So when are we going to start talking about those things again? I think that's not even like, you talk to people who are way smarter and more informed than I am about how to figure that out. And who knows?
Well,
so
I'm open to guesses. If anybody wants to guess, hey, I'm curious. you know,
Yeah.
I'm just curious what we think, because honestly, yeah, even if we think, we don't know. But
Sure.
in any case, everybody, thanks for joining us tonight. We are officially started now with our main event. We're going to have 4 companies this evening pitch, as you know, for 99 seconds, followed by 4 minutes of Q&A from you guys. After they all go, you guys will vote for a winner. The links, important links you need to have, are below this video on this YouTube page for voting later on, and also for the Zoom networking that happens after this event at a separate location, obviously. So having said all that, let's give you a quick little intro, a video that my company, refreshed for Founders Live in recent times. So let me just show that, and I'll talk a little bit more about that in just a few moments. Founders Live is the global venue for modern entrepreneurs, especially during these very challenging times. The direct impact of COVID-19 is currently being felt around the world, and it could get worse before it gets better. We are here to help you through these challenging times by connecting you to the people, information, and resources meant to move you forward as you start your next project.
We see an opportunity to bring the resources and capital and connections to the people that need it and the people that can use it, no matter where they live in the world. My honest opinion is, no matter what the economic climate is in the world, Founders Live can be important. In the good times, when it's booming, we're here to help grow companies and have them access capital that's flowing around the world, and really be a fun, great event and global platform that powers entrepreneurship. In the tough times, we actually think we can be the answer, given the fact that if people are actually getting laid off and unemployment starts rising, well, the choice to start their own business is front and center, and Founders Live is right there to help them grow. I believe the secret sauce of Founders Live lies in the combination of these 3 words: inspiration, education, and entertainment. Inspiration is rooted in the energy and the passion that every single attendee has. The education is the information that we're bringing to people that they otherwise couldn't find. Founders Live Online helps solve entrepreneurs' daily challenges. If you have a question that you're just wondering, like, I don't know what to do here, you simply need to just type it into Founders Live and someone else will answer it right there for you. And the entertainment is the fun. We believe business should be fun, we believe it should be casual, and we believe it should be inspirational. Founders Live is the perfect place for you to connect with other entrepreneurs and to be inspired.
All right, well, there you have it. That's what, thank you, Nate. That's what Founders Live is all about. Let's take that, let's unshare that screen. Yeah, so I want to just, again, urge everybody, get on founderslive.com, learn more about what this great organization is doing globally. And also, by the way, you'll need to get an account prior to being able to vote this evening. So either way, you'll have to get on there. And but I urge you to find out and learn more about the great offerings and the great community that Founders Live is for everyone to be able to participate in. So let's talk about some of our sponsors this evening. There we go. Stuff is working better tonight. It works better the second time, doesn't it, Nick? Sure, I'll get a big thumbs up from Nick in a moment. Anyhow, let's see. Am I able to? Yes. All right. So I'll start off with Zenergy Films. We are sponsoring this evening. We have been doing so for quite some time now. We are your full service videography partner. We create videos like what you just saw, telling stories about people, companies, products, and services. Our offering at Zenergy Films this evening is, I'm doing this to everyone in attendance, anybody, not just pitching, but also in the audience, a free 30-minute video production consultation. So if you've been thinking about doing video for your company, you're not sure how to get things off the ground, maybe you've tried some things. Well, we get together for 30 minutes. We talk about your goals. We brainstorm on ideas. And then I produce a document, a roadmap that you take and do whatever you want with it. There's no, obligation to Zenergy Films, but that gives you some options and things to think about as you move forward with your video production. The winner, though, this evening gets a full 60 minutes. We don't usually need that much time, but you've got the hour if you wanted. It's a consultation plus a free logo animation if you do decide to engage with Zenergy Films. So thank you, Nick. All righty then. Let me go on to some of our other great sponsors. We have Central Office. They've been with us for a number of months. Things got a little bit interrupted with the COVID situation. I'm going to bring on board Ashley from, where are you, Ashley? There you are. Okay. Hey, Ashley, found you. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. Well, it's great to have you. It's great to see you.
Happy to be here.
Tell us a little bit about your sponsorship of Founders Live. And also, I'm always curious, and I was talking with Caleb the other day, what's going on with you guys? What exciting news can you share about what's going on with your environment and how you guys are staying afloat and helping folks in a community like ours?
Yeah, that's great. Thank you. We're so proud to be sponsors of Founders Live because this is the community of startups and entrepreneurs and founders that really make our community so special. We are Portland's locally owned co-working space. We are definitely ready to get back to business. We have implemented a whole new program of safety measures to keep everybody safe and to feel safe. We've also expanded our menu options to meet your business where it's at. So whether you need just a meeting room or you need a team office, or you just need to get out of your house to get away from the barking dog or whatever else is going on, we have an option for you that's going to meet you where you're at. Everything about our purpose and our goals is to support the businesses in our community. So that's really important to us.
Yeah. So let me thank you so much. Before I let you go, I want to ask you, what do you say to someone who's like, I don't know, I got my home office and it just feels unsafe. Like, how do you make people feel better about that?
Yeah, I'm in our Pro location now. Perhaps I can show you all of the sanitizer that is around. We're cleaning all the time. We've updated our HVAC systems to make sure that we have clean air pumped through our locations constantly. That's right. I'm in the open area where we have spaced out our seating 6 feet apart. I think a lot of our members are generally feeling safe and they're excited to get back to work and to find some community just in a different way. Just like we're looking at events in a new hybrid form, I think that the same goes for how people are approaching their new work environments.
Yeah.
It's going to be a hybrid.
That's a great answer. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's great to hear. Thank you so much. Please say hi to the rest of the team. I don't know if anybody else is joining this evening, but great to have you. And we hope to keep seeing you in the remainder of the year.
Yes. Thank you for having us.
All right. Take care, Ashley.
Yeah.
Thank you. All righty. So our other sponsor that's going to be talking to you guys this evening is, let me bring him on. Here's the man, Michael Jonas from, actually, I didn't need to do that, from Rational Unicorn. How are you, Michael? We can't hear you. You're muted. I can possibly, there you go. There you are.
Okay, perfect.
How's it going, man?
Well. Thank you for having me. Good.
How are you guys doing? How's the current situation treating you, or how are you treating it?
Yeah, I appreciate you asking. So we have our usual, business forming, trademarking, commercial lease stuff, all the stuff we usually do. But we have a lot of pandemic related issues. So we have people who are stuck in a commercial lease that they can't necessarily pay for. So we have to renegotiate it. We have a lot of people who have to renegotiate all their contracts, especially people in the event industry or service contracts related to, catering and things like that. And then we've also been advising a lot lately on event liability and liability in the workplace. So, can you open up? And if you open up, what should you do as a business or as an employer to make sure that you're following,
Right.
following the laws and the mandates, but also best practices as a business.
So you're obviously staying very relevant to what's going on, and we shouldn't think of lawyers as, oh, those are the guys you used before. You guys are very important right now, right? For a lot of reasons.
Well, thank you. You're making me blush. Yeah, but we like to do business preventative law in good times and bad. So it's not just like you said, if there's a lawsuit or liability or kind of pushing something over and saying my attorney wrote this. It's being actively involved, putting your business processes in those contracts, knowing what intellectual property you own, knowing what your options are for protecting, knowing about what kind of business you are and why did you form that way. So there is a big like educational component and a big let's prepare prior so that you don't just contact me when I was gonna say shit hits the
When
fan.
the blank hits the fan, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I got you. So tell us, Michael, you've been with us for a few events. What are your current offerings? I think there might have been a change or two, but tell us what you're offering, pitching companies and so forth.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you for having us. So our first offering is we do no-cost consults. So for 30 minutes, usually in person, but we can't do that right now, obviously. So either Zoom or Google Chat or any platform that works for you, we do 30-minute consults with attorneys to kind of talk about what you're going through and what you may need. And then from there, we can figure out what your options are. So there's that. Then there's for Founders Live community, $100 off of any trademarking service. So if you ever want to trademark your name or your logo or some sort of brand or product line, anything like that, $100 off for each trademark. And then the final thing is in September, so September 17th from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m., we're going to be having a 3-hour founders, I would call it a legal clinic or a boot camp. Basically, we're going to go over kind of an overview of what you need to know to make your business more formal, what kind of contracts you might need, what kind of IP you might need. And that is a $100 fee for anybody in the community. But then people who have won founders, I can't stop. People who have won the pitch will get in for free. We'll get a code to attend that legal clinic.
Yeah, so I just want to say that everybody who participates will get this information or we share it with the sponsors so they can follow up. For anything that's being offered to the audience, please reach out to me. My email is very accessible through the registration and so forth. But, I think as Nick was pointing out, take advantage of some of these things. Nate brought it up in a meeting recently. Like, we want you guys to take advantage of these things and keep these services vibrant and really like feel that, obviously you've benefited from some of these great things. So thank you, Michael. Thanks for your offerings.
Thank you so much.
We have enjoyed having you guys for a while now and hope to continue the relationship. So I hope that folks do tap into some of the great stuff you're offering. So great having you. Thank you. Say hi to the team, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you so much.
Take care. All righty. So a couple more things around sponsors. If I can get my focus to cooperate. AWS Activate. We've been doing this for quite some time. It actually got better recently with, $5,000 in credits to all participants, anybody pitching tonight, and $10,000 in credits to the winner this evening. So pretty cool. They've upped their game, and it's a great little package of offerings. Google Cloud as well for startups, $3,000 in credits to all participants. Make sure, again, we reach out and tell you about these things so you can tap into them. And Firebrand is another great sponsor with their 4-week to elevate your brand. All participants this evening, 10% off, and the winner gets 20% off. All right, I think that's everything. Why don't we get started, Nate? What do you think? Let's get some pitches.
Yeah, let's go.
Going. Yeah. All right. So I am going to start my clock, which is, of course, 1 minute 39 seconds. Let's bring. Can you bring Ceci and her slides on?
Whoop.
There we go. Oh, that was too easy. It's getting easier. How are you, Ceci, tonight?
I'm doing okay. Thanks, Josh.
Awesome to have you. So if you'll recall, it's 99 seconds and you will get stopped in 99 seconds, mid-sentence if I have to. No offense.
Okay.
It's how it goes. And then we give you 4 minutes Q&A. So if you're ready, you may begin.
Okay, thanks, Josh. Gail is a busy CEO. Jason, her speechwriter, sends her final slide deck for her customer keynote. This is her 4th presentation this week, and she's barely had a chance to look at it. And she's going live online in just a couple of hours. Hey, Jason, I can't see my notes. Where are they? What do you mean? They're right there in your slide deck. I only have my laptop. I just see my slides in presentation mode. Oh, no. We'll get to the bottom of it. We'll have something for you. Great. Jason, I don't want to look bad in front of our customers. Jason and the event producers start scrambling for a solution. Enter Smart Notes for PowerPoint and Google Slides. Now Jason and Gail can review and rehearse the speech, and the event producers are ready for the broadcast. She sees her slides go to the audience, but Gail clearly sees in front of her her customized notes pages right at the top of her screen with her focal point aimed at the camera. Smart Notes put her in control. She stands and delivers like a pro. Smart Notes add-in for enterprise and individuals generates fully customizable, clickable notes pages right in your slide deck. So there's no more scrolling and you're not tied to your computer while you're presenting, and you get as much space as you need to fit your script. And with Broadcast View, your slides go out to the virtual meeting while you see your notes and slide previews without a second monitor. We're a team of corporate event specialists who have been the Jason in this story too many times. We knew change had to happen, and we're doing it. We're developing solutions for our customers so that, like Gail,
99 seconds.
All
So
right.
sorry. I feel bad for people, but there's a bit of just this kind of evil thing, like, ooh, I get to stop you. But anyway.
No, it's all right.
Nothing to gloat about, but anyway, that was 90. I think you were almost there.
Yeah, we were there.
And
Yeah.
so thank you so much. Great job. I'll kick it off as we allow questions to come through. One of my favorites, as you probably remember last time, is what can this crowd, this audience, do for you? How can they help you?
Well, one, we'd like to just see your responses to what this is. I think a lot of people have presentation experience, not just our corporate clients, but individuals. And of course, we're seeking funding, so we're trying to connect with the investor community as well. Gotcha.
How big? So you show your team as 3 people. Is that the core team right there?
That's the core team, but we have a product owner. We just started development. We have an advisor. And we also have somebody helping us to start our sales and marketing organization to plan our go-to-market strategy.
So there's a question here that I want to plop up. First of all, yay, Ceci, you're getting some great compliments for what you're doing. This solves a problem that always befuddled me, says Lindahl. Why are notes at the bottom of the screen?
For years, we have, it's just maddening. And also, why are your notes underneath your next slide instead of the slide that you're currently presenting on? Presenter View is a great tool when it first came out, but there hasn't been really any improvement or a lot of thought given to it. And sort of the problem with people needing their notes, because ultimately your slides are done when you start to present, but you need your words to get your message across and to tell your story. And it's a really important feature.
What's your economic model?
We're going to have a subscription model. So we'll have an enterprise subscription, but we'll also have subscriptions for individuals as well. But our target is large enterprise. So big teams at a corporation that work together. So Jason didn't work on Gail's speech alone. He probably had 3 or 4 subject matter experts, people from product marketing, people, from advertising, all contributing to what she says to the customers. And then that same presentation might live on as the company sales deck. So then the sales team for that company goes out and gives that exact speech to prospects and customers.
Gotcha. Are the notes customizable, like color and italics and multiple speaks notes, so 2 people can present together? So,
Yes.
for those who like to decorate and do things in different ways.
Yeah, it was so fast. I think in the slide where I showed what Gail was seeing, you could see that she had the key points that she wanted to see in color. So you can do that. There's going to be a lot of features for dual presenters. But one of the big features is also that the notes are clickable and you don't have to scroll. So if you're presenting with your laptop on stage, you don't have to go and touch your tech because that's terrifying. Or if someone's operating for you backstage, you don't have to trust them to scroll your notes if you have more than what fits in the field. And that's really part of what our patent pending technology is.
Gotcha. Why don't we do a couple more? Any other questions, Nate? There you go. From Rick, when I'm reading the notes and teaching, I'm unable to see a bold text. Is this something that you can have happen?
Absolutely. And again, because it's only 99 seconds, that slide went by pretty quickly. We tried to show all of the sort of the key features.
So during your practicing time, did you lock in the 99? Were you able to just make it?
Yes.
Okay.
I did.
Hey, things change when you get on stage. It's and this is why you want to do this, right? So you can practice under pressure. So anyway, so tell us about that slide. Do you want to show it, by the way?
Sure. Let me. So there you can see she's bolded a couple of things in her slide deck. It's as customizable as a PowerPoint slide, essentially.
Gotcha.
You can really do whatever you need. But that sort of gives you the general idea. And then you see your previews and it shows you how you're broadcasting.
Last question from Luis Antezana, one of my favorite people up in Seattle. Hey, Luis, how will users discover this exists? Good question.
Well, our target users are large enterprise. My co-founder, Aaron, and I are presentation designers. So we have a lot of corporate clients. So our plan is to convert those corporate clients into our Smart Notes users. But also we're going to target higher education. And now with COVID, we sort of have this whole world that's opened up to us and more people who are going to need this, especially this broadcast view feature where you don't need 2 monitors to just plug and play and present. So I don't know if I answered that, but we're going to start indoctrinating Fortune 500 companies and then go from there.
Ceci, it was so great to have you. By the way, that is my wife's name, and that's exactly how you pronounce it.
I was so impressed, Josh.
Yes. But what's awesome is that we always like to represent, have male and female founders show up on stage. You attended last time, and then suddenly towards the end of this, last month, you expressed interest in pitching, and so it's awesome to have you. I'm so glad it worked out.
Great.
So,
thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, stand by. Good luck on winning tonight. Great presentation, and we'll see what happens.
Great.
Take care. All righty. So, all right, that was great. Great pitch. What'd you think of it, Nate?
Yeah, I thought she had great energy, and I think that she did a good job of explaining the problem that she's solving. And it's clear that she understands her industry, which, in my experience, having at least some experience is pretty important when you want to
totally
useful.
Having an understanding, right? All right, we're going to bring Weston up. Hey, Weston. How's
Hey,
it
Josh.
going, my man?
Great. How are you?
There are your slides, as
Excellent.
expected. Yeah. So you excited? You nervous? Are you used to doing this kind of thing? What's it like for you?
Kind of in the middle. Not super used to it, but I'm in the comfort of my home. Can't get
Oh, we're in the middle.
more comfortable than that.
I know you are home. I mean, right? I mean, it's not a live crowd, but there's people out there. In fact, 48 of them are watching right now. So it's just so you know. All right. If you are ready, my good friend, I'm going to give you 99 seconds. So if you're ready, you may begin, please.
Sounds great. Hey, everyone. My name is Weston Thayer. I'm the founder of Assistive Labs. It's a product that empowers businesses to build accessible experiences through cloud computing. So there's a future coming where it's no longer acceptable to build inaccessible apps and websites, much in the same way that you can't build inaccessible buildings, shops, and restaurants today. And it won't be something you do solely because of the law. Consumer demand for digital accessibility is dramatically increasing. As the world's first digital generation ages, they expect their laptops, tablets, and smartphones to be accessible. You don't want to lose their business just because they have trouble using your website. The value in investing in your business's accessibility is clear, but unfortunately, it's not easy. There's a major gap between accessibility skills that today's software teams have and the skills they need. And there's no magic solution. Much like user experience, accessibility is something everyone at your company has to be responsible for. This is where Assistive Labs comes in, a fundamental step in learning how your customers with disabilities use your product. And that step's fundamental to fixing accessibility. So your customers use your product with assistive technologies. For example, a screen reader is an assistive technology that reads what's on the screen to people with visual impairments. Without understanding assistive technologies, how's a developer supposed to fix a bug that requires they use one? Assistive Labs helps in 3 ways. 1, you can instantly try assistive technologies using nothing but your web browser. 2, we teach you how to use assistive technologies. And 3, you can write automated tests to ensure things work and stay working correctly with ATs. Been bootstrapping for the past 1.5 years and have early traction.
I'm afraid. Was that the end?
That's the end.
Oh, wow. You heard the clock. It's right there. If it would only stop. That is brilliant. You were right on the dot. Love it when that happens. So because there's a bit of a delay, we're going to wait for some questions to come in. What has been this year in particular your biggest challenge getting your business going, keeping it moving forward? What's that been for you?
For me, it was a technical challenge initially. I built out an MVP, or I built out like a landing page and gathered interest about a year ago, and built like a pretty solid audience and connected with them and started doing interviews. But then the phase of building this was hard because it's giving you access through your browser to these remote machines. So there's a lot of back end work that personally I had to flex my skill set a bunch.
Yeah. Good challenge, I suppose. Right. All right. From Nick, can you describe the customer experience? How would we work it into our products? What's the API?
Great question. So there's many parts of it. At the start, the customer experience is you access our website to try your product or your website with assistive technologies. So you can kind of see it in that GIF on the side there, but you're actually connecting to another computer. You can test, say if you were working on eBay, you could test eBay. And then down the line, that's what's there today. Down the line, we have automated tests and a scripting framework that you can write scripts and tests to make sure that your product doesn't regress with these assistive technologies.
Gotcha.
I actually have a quick question.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, so is there a particular industry or business activity that you think your technology best serves? Like, would you say like targeted towards software development firms, maybe MVP development for any entrepreneur? Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so it's been really interesting, the early traction. About 50% of people coming on board work at large accessibility consultancies. So these are like 100+ companies that other enterprises hire to go help them fix accessibility in their product. And these are people who are testing in assistive technology like screen readers all day. Some of them said like 100 hours a month. So this is replacing an existing behavior for them. They're replacing their physical laptops, physical phones with a virtual service. And then the other half of it is, just as you mentioned, smaller software development firms who accessibility is just one part of their job. And this is helping them manage that in a much easier fashion.
Okay, gotcha. I guess maybe similar to that, did you mention, oh, actually, hold up. Yeah, thanks, Mike. How would this be billed, purchased?
That's a great question. Let's see if I can pull up the pricing on that tab that's open. So it's a software as a service product. The first plans that we are launching with are based on a set of monthly tiers where we feature gate based on usage and based on different advanced features. And we don't do it by user, we actually do it by a set of hours in a bucket. So you can spread it and share it within your company really easily.
Awesome. Nice.
Let's see. What would you like as an outcome this evening? Like what sort of connection or what possible connection or outcome would you be interested in seeing manifest?
I always love hearing about other people's accessibility journeys of their company. I think it's a really emerging field right now and growing. I mean, it's been growing steadily over the past 10 years and kind of on an increasing upward trajectory lately. But I love hearing about everyone's personal journeys with it because everyone's different.
Gotcha.
What would you
All
say?
right, very cool.
Oh, sorry, are we done? I just wanted to ask.
No. Do you have another question?
Yeah. What would you say is the next milestone that you're shooting for? Is it like a certain number of customers, a certain size of customer? Is there a feature set you want to roll out?
I'm hoping to take the MVP and scale it to a phase that I can actually bootstrap the company with and sustain myself. So I have a couple of customers, but need more. I'm finding out what that amount is because a lot of people are interested in company contracts.
Nice.
Very cool. Weston, great job. Great pitch, great answers. Stand by for voting. And thanks for participating tonight. Appreciate it.
Will do. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Weston.
All righty. Next up, let's get Robert Vaughn with Trixis on the stage. Here he is. Now, Robert, you'll need to unmute or I'll do it for you. Cannot unmute.
There we go. Can you hear me now?
There you are. Yes, I can.
Okay, very good.
Now, I know you wanted to show a slide. Is that correct?
Yes, we have one slide. And do you want to host that slide or do you want me to?
It's easier if you have access to it. Go ahead and share it.
Okay. One second.
Yep. If you're having trouble, I could try to do it for you.
Is it, let me know if it's coming up.
Yeah, you're good. You're perfect. Okay. Without any further ado, Robert, let's get your pitch going with 99 seconds on the clock. Please begin.
Very good. Thank you. This is Robert Vaughn with Trixis. I'm going to give a little bit of a narrative. The number one information technology problem in the world is the inability of people and businesses to authoritatively move their data from one provider of online services to another. The keywords here are authoritative portability. The internet has evolved such that trust is grounded to the hosting institution. The user, being you as well as businesses, has no authoritative control over his or her data. Bank accounts are not portable. Social media accounts are not portable. Insurance accounts are not portable. Cookies, HTTP sessions, searches, all of the resultant data is owned and controlled by institutions. You do not have authoritative control of any shared transactional data. None of it. Blockchain attempted to solve this problem, but blockchain attempted to provide a solution with decentralization, but centralization was not the problem. You see, the problem is not so much that we have institution-based trust, but that we do not have a corresponding user-centric trust model. Trixis closes that gap by providing authoritative data portability. Trixis solved the problem at the lowest common denominator, the transaction, with inventions including the transaction container, multiplex ledger technology, as well as upstack and downstack portability. Trixis has developed a disruptive model that will literally flip the internet upside down. At Traxxas, we provide the fastest, easiest, and
That
most.
is time. I'm afraid.
All right. Well, perfect.
It sounds like you were close, though. It sounds like you were close.
Yes, I was close.
So we like to help people out here. So my first question is gonna be, what was that thought you were in the midst of, Robert? Please tell us what that was.
Oh, I was going to say that there are lots of different types of transactional systems that are available right now, but none that do what we do. And especially there are none that are practical. I mean, in a way, if say you want to move your bank account. Well, I've been with Wells Fargo forever, and if I want to move to another bank, Bank of America or whatever, it's no big deal. I just take my money out, I move it. But it is not possible to move your transaction history from one bank to another bank. It is not possible to move your insurance records from one insurance company to another in an authoritative way. You might have them graciously make a agreement between themselves that they will accept in certain circumstances that data, but really data is not portable. So we live within an institution-centric world of transactional data. So what Traxxas is doing is fundamental to every single thing that we do on the internet. And we're introducing this user-centric trust model.
Question from Nick Hughes. So Facebook, for instance, how do I take ownership of my data and move it somewhere else using Traxxas?
So that is a real problem. We would not have Facebook as a customer of ours. Facebook would have to adapt their platform to leverage our trust model. So you can think of like big database companies as like Oracle or Microsoft with SQL. Traxxas would operate at the data layer, a mix of the data and transactional layer. So we're really not building this company for the companies of today, the banks of today. We are building this platform for the next generation of startup companies that will compete with Facebook or Amazon or Google.
Right. Gotcha. I do want to apologize. Your company is Traxxas, not the way I've been pronouncing it. So want to correct that.
Oh, that works. That still works. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, in a way. What's another question, Nate? There you go. David Katz is asking, how many of the barriers are regulatory/legal rather than technology limits? For example, in banking, insurance, healthcare.
Okay. So the system is fully compliant with HIPAA, with GDPR out of Europe, and CCPA out of California. So the benefit of building a system, and in fact, an entire layer of the internet from scratch, is that you get to architect in the solutions to many of the problems that other platforms are just now trying to catch up to. So it is organically integrated into the platform.
Gotcha. From Michael Jonas, one of our sponsors, this seems like it would be amazing for medical records. Is that an option as well as the examples you gave?
Yes. Medical records would certainly be something that the patient, the customer, in a practical way could have control over those. But we often hear about how blockchain is going to change the world and be able to do all of this stuff. Well, fundamentally, blockchain is not a practical architectural model for integrating into the way that we work. So with Traxxas, we have an API layer that will allow integration into existing platforms or for new platforms that will be built in the future.
Gotcha. Let's do one great answer. One last question, please, if we can pull one up.
Well, I actually have one real quick.
All right.
So I guess
I forgot, Nate, that you were a big question asker at the events. So
yeah, I just kind of
happy for that reason.
So it sounded like you had a pretty sophisticated tech stack that you were talking about building, and I guess I would love to hear Where are you in that? Or maybe more to the point, is the plan to have all of the necessary elements rolled out at the same time? Or are you going to be rolling out maybe like a piece of it and have it fulfill part of the need? Or how is your, how is your milestones going to work out?
Okay. So we are rather far down the road. This is actually my very first time talking publicly about the platform. We have been in development for a little over 2 years now. And I encourage y'all to go to traxxas.com and click on Explore. We would like you and other folks to experiment with our proof of concept. So there's both a software as a service model as well as a pure API layer where you can build your own platform. I hope that answered what your question was.
Well, he can tell you.
Yeah, I think that was great. Thank you.
Okay, cool. Robert, great job. Thanks for joining us this evening. Stand by for voting. And for everybody, the voting link is right below this video or this stream. Share it with your crowd. Hey, get your fans to get out there and vote. Let's get as many votes as possible. But thanks again, and we will bring you back if you win. Oops. Thumbs up there. Okay, let's take that away. All right. Last but not least is Akash from WiseDoc. How are you, sir? Cannot hear you. I think you might have to. No, it's asking me to have you do it. There you go.
Gotcha.
Okay. Now, tell us, before you dive in, I'm always fascinated by these stories, you could say. Tell us about the last time you pitched at Founders Live, what was happening then, and why we're having you back.
So the last time I pitched at Founders Live is about 18.
Can hear you.
18. Can you hear me now?
Can hear you now. Yes.
The last time I pitched for Founders Live is about 18 to 20 months ago, where we are trying to work on a software in a long-term way, but in the recent times, because of COVID, we had to pivot our direction and change the shape and dynamics of it, which is why it is a slightly different one right now, and that brings to my presence right now.
Gotcha. Okay, you excited? You ready?
Yeah.
Have you been practicing?
Yep, I was practicing since last week.
Sounds good. There's a bit of delay, but with the time ready, let's give you 99 seconds. So please begin.
All right. So every person needs a document writing software, and every document has certain format. Our market research resulted that billions of people lose thousands of hours every year on formatting several documents. The formatting complexity, as what we divide from level 1 to level 4, varies from cover letters, resumes, and it gets more worse and worse for thesis, scientific documents, journals, dissertations, etc., including legal documents. In 2020, I think the last thing we should be spending time on is formatting a document. So WiseDoc is a one-stop solution for all of this. We have inbuilt templates, you can collaborate with your peers, smart features, and many more. To start with, WiseDoc is currently a private free beta right now for the sake of COVID crisis, and we have resumes and cover letters included. And the free beta of WiseDoc is already better than existing companies combined in terms of number of templates, color themes, additional features, the flexibility of using the software itself, the way it feels and the user experience. The reason why WiseDoc cannot be recreated so easily by MS Word or Google Docs is that MS Word or Google Docs are one editor inputs, whereas WiseDoc is fundamentally n editor inputs. So what this means is that WiseDoc can become a replica of MS Word or Google Docs, but the vice versa is almost impossible. Either there has to be a new WiseDoc to be recreated by MS or Google. So that's it. Go ahead and try right now. It's live. It's in free beta.
I have to stop you. I know you're almost done, but it is 99 seconds. That is the rule of law around here. Good job. You almost made it. Several of you almost made it. That's a good thing to celebrate. So tell us what are you as a starting question, what did you gain from the last Founders Live, and what are you hoping this time might be similar or different?
So last Founders Live, what I got is several connections from legal services all the way to investors. This time we are in free beta. Last time we don't have a software. It's a PowerPoint, and as we say, everything works well in PowerPoint, and it gets very complicated when the real software is working. So we have spent about 18 months to 20 months of time working on this complicated software, and Vicedoc is currently live right now. So what I hope from the current audience is go ahead and sign up for Vicedoc right now. And if you are really interested, go ahead and read about us. And also, we are open for angel investments. We are in a pre-seed, a pre-revenue company. In the near future, we will be in the post-revenue as well. So please go ahead, sign up, and forward it to your friends and family who are looking for jobs right now. It's free.
Nice. Nick would like to ask, do you have integration options, or how can other platforms pull into their products, if possible?
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's a great question. So we are having a roadmap of integrating Vicedoc into other software. For example, GitHub is one of the biggest platform for creating software and apps and websites, etc. But documentation for GitHub is very poor. So integrating Vicedoc as an app integration into GitHub is one of the example, and it is part of our roadmap. To start with, definitely we are in the resumes in our pyramid. However, as days move on and we add more and more templates and documents, Vicedoc will be able to be integrated into other software.
Let's see if we can pull another question or two. Nate.
Yeah.
What do you got?
Thank you for the presentation. I'm staring at this pyramid that you're talking about, and I like that you've got a game plan and like milestones that you want to shoot for, but I'm curious. I would say that it almost seems like the stuff on the bottom here is more like B2C, like you're going to be talking directly to consumers, and as you move up, you might start talking to larger and larger actual businesses, and those are two different business models. So I would love to hear your thoughts around making that transition.
So right now we are a B2C company. Definitely we are already getting several calls from universities and small businesses for licensing the software. But Vicedoc for customers and Vicedoc for business is going to be slightly different, the way we integrate that. So we will be right now a B2C as a resumes, cover letters, even for thesis. But as we go forward, we will integrate this as a licensing to small businesses and universities. So I wonder if I answered the question.
Yeah, definitely. I have a second question, if that's all right. So you said you were seeking angel investment, and typically when startups are looking for investment, they have a clear plan of like not just how much money they need, but what they need that money for. So if you did get angel investing, what would that investment turn into?
So we are currently raising $600,000 angel investment from VC firms as a seed funding, and that will get us to a team size of 20 plus and a revenue of 1 million. This will also expand our market towards networking, and we are currently raising at 5 million value cap at 20% discount. So this will get us in a better team size, quality of software, and also the revenue to 1 million, which will take us to further in the Series A.
Awesome. Okay. I'm sorry if I missed it. Is there a specific geographic area that you're targeting at first with the B2C documents?
So we have users coming in from 34 different countries right now from the private beta. However, our target in terms of the digital marketing we started off is definitely the Pacific Northwest, where we originated from, as well as basically the West Coast of US we can start with. The reason is, as an edutech software, the number of users and the students and the applicants is very much populated in the West Coast, and which is why we are starting our geographically at that end.
Let's do a last question. Michael, Jonas, on the templates, are there examples of content, or is the template primarily just where things should go, like labels?
So basically, there are several templates with different designs, and so this is the software. This is live. And I usually, I'm nervous to do this, but so once we fill in the details in all the inputs, and then we can change to any template we want, like instantly. It's pretty much instant.
Gotcha.
And different colors can also be changed, etc. So yeah, we are keep adding more and more templates as time goes on, depending on which market is requesting us,
Yeah.
from students to experienced people. So some of the samples are already there right now, and the upcoming templates are also present. So I really request everyone to browse through the website.
Yeah, excellent. Excellent answer. Excellent presentation. Thank you so much. Great to have you back. Stand by for voting. Get your people involved. Yeah, we may be seeing you again in a few moments. Thank you, Akash.
Thanks, Josh. Thanks,
Take care. All right. So, Nate, we are ready to start voting. Those are our 4 companies. I thought we had some amazing pitches tonight. A lot of variety, a lot of great energy, a lot of great questions from the crowd. So go ahead and go to the link that's below us, and go ahead and vote that way. I'm not going to show the QR code that we normally do because we're going to have the band come back. So please do vote. Your vote matters.
Yeah, the voting gets tight, guys. Definitely vote.
Yeah. So, all right. So let's get these guys back. Hey, Jake and company. Can't hear you.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. So we had 4 great presentations, great ideas. Again, music, startup concepts, it's all in the same grouping of, creativity and innovation. So
Absolutely.
tell us what you're going to do next. What are you going to play for us?
The next song that we are going to play is from last year's Moonlit Mornings record, and it is another kind of slower groove R&B jam. I think you guys will like this one as well.
All right, cool. Awesome. Thank you. Looking forward to it.
Of course.
When I wake up, I'm thinking about a way to get you all alone. I'm thinking about a way. Before I brush my teeth, I'm thinking about a way to get you on the phone. I'm thinking about a way, 'cause I just wanna hear what you gotta say. And every single thing that happened the other day, baby, you gotta leave me by the way.
This is not a drill. I think I might be in love. This is not a drill. I think I might be on the battlefield with those high heels. You look 6 feet. I assure I'm secure. No little man syndrome for me. When you glide past my table, my heart skips a beat. As for my drinking, I can barely think. Wanna throw my knee at you, even though my rent's been past due. You don't even dance, you just bartend. If it wasn't, we could make a killing. Everybody's staring at you. Everybody's staring at you.
When I wake up, I'm thinking about a way to get you all alone. I'm thinking about a way. Before I brush my teeth, I'm thinking about a way to get you on the phone. I'm thinking about a way, 'cause I just wanna hear what you gotta say. And every single thing that happened the other day, baby, you gotta leave me by the way.
I don't mean no disrespect, not to be direct. Lost my cellular, can I call you collect? I can get more intricate. What are there? Water pond, river pond. Take a lick of weed and then pass it around. Don't act shy, ain't no rude girl. You know I know you, girl.
When I wake up, I'm thinking about a way to get you all alone. I'm thinking about a way. Before I brush my teeth, I'm thinking about a way to get you
On the phone, I'm thinking about a way.
'Cause I just wanna hear what you gotta say. And every single thing that happened the other day, baby, you
Right on. Right on. You know, I feel like every time you guys end the song, I wanna hear the next one. I feel like I want to be at a concert and hear a bunch of stuff. So you're pulling me in. I think you're pulling a lot of folks in tonight. Your stuff is great. I mean,
Thank
it's
you.
really enjoyable music.
I really
Honestly.
appreciate you guys having us, man. This was fun. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah. So I found out about you guys through Nick. He's brought two great acts on board. I hope I get to attend another event and hear you guys again. And obviously, there's other ways to find you, but this was a lot of fun, I gotta say.
Absolutely. Yes, look forward to doing it more and hopefully having you be a part of it. So thank you a lot.
Awesome. So real quick, I wanted to feature you guys for a moment. Let's do this. I'm having trouble with the windows. Anyway, why don't you guys do a big wave to everyone? Great to have you. Hope to see you soon. Thanks so much. It was fantastic. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
Take care. Bye-bye. All right, Nate, we're gonna announce the winner here. I think that's sufficient time for folks, I'd like to say. And the fact is we have a runaway winner. So with 60% of the votes, ladies and gentlemen, the winner is Ceci from Smart Suite Tech. Here for Ceci. Woo! I wish we had audio. We could have everyone. Oops, we got some
Yeah, Ceci, your audio is really distorted.
audio feeding back. Yeah, great job. You got a lot of votes this evening. Great work.
Is that better? Great. I'm glad in pitch. No.
Let's do this. Let's take you off for a moment. Wonder what might have changed. Let's see. Try again. Say something.
No.
I took myself out just to see. Somebody in the audience is slightly terrified. What? I'm wondering if. Okay. Nate, why don't you mute? Okay. Let's see. Can you say something, Ceci? Can you unmute yourself?
Any better?
That is better.
Okay.
I don't know what changed, but maybe by unmuting ourselves. All right, so that got us out of Star Wars mode, as somebody pointed out. All right, well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Really awkward way to, celebrate your win.
Thanks, everybody.
Yes. All right. Well, let's see. I don't know if we have any questions yet, but what are your hopes and aspirations for the rest of the year? How would you like 2020 to end?
Well, we'd like to have a fully functioning beta that we can start working with. Some of our customers have already agreed to test our product, so we have customers lined up. We want to get it very solid because this is going to be used in live and virtual events. It's got to be perfect. So we have a lot of work to do to get it ready. And that's what we're going to spend the rest of the year doing and getting funding so that all of that can happen.
All right. Any advice? Hey, I'll let you run some questions. Nate, why don't you?
Yeah. So first of all, yeah, congratulations. Great job. Any advice for female founders just getting started? Question from Chloe.
Well, I don't know if it applies to particularly female founders, but for me, this is a world I didn't know anything about. I don't know how to run a technology company. My whole career has been in live events as a presentation designer and a backstage technician and a producer. So for me, it was to seek out advisors. Anybody who would talk to me, I talked to them. Men, women, I didn't discriminate. Aaron, my co-founder, and I, and Tim, we've been getting our de facto MBA while we set this company up. So I would just say, don't be afraid to reach out and make as many connections as you possibly can.
For sure, great advice. Thank you. So here's another one. How did your team come together?
Well, we've all been working together for about 20 or so years, maybe a little more. I don't want to age us too much. We all started as production coordinators back in the day in corporate events specifically. So, and
awesome. Yeah, so I'm actually curious too. A lot of times when people, or any startup really, when they finally get some attention, there's been months, if not years, of hard work behind that. So how long has this been like an idea of yours that's fun to hear?
Well, Aaron, who has really solved the problem and created the solution, we've been thinking about this for 20 years. The problem came up long before PresenterView even entered the Microsoft ecosystem. We would make these separate slide decks that were customized, and clients loved them. And they're like, we want those PowerPoint notes decks. And it creates a whole bunch of problems on the production end to keep those things coordinated. It's a nightmare, and it's expensive for companies. So 2 years ago, Aaron figured it out. We started the patent application because that was super important that we protect our intellectual property and this particular idea with the clickable notes. So I'd say 2 years from that point of designing the actual product.
Awesome. So it's not so much so a few people now have mentioned they're really excited about this and they would like to connect with you in some way, either to start using it or incorporate it into their business, or maybe just learn more about how to maybe contribute. What's the best way for them to do that?
Well, I think our emails were up there. They can connect with us through Founders Live also. We have a Facebook page, Smart Suite Tech. You can go there. And LinkedIn. You can find me on LinkedIn. That's probably the fastest way to connect.
Okay.
With myself or Aaron Kerr, who's my co-founder.
Awesome. Good to know. So, not sure if there's other questions coming in from group right now. But I had another one, if that's all right.
Let's do a last question. Yeah.
Sure. So I guess when you were doing this, kind of similar to the story about your journey, what was the hardest thing for you to get over the hump, and was it the thing that you expected to be the hardest thing?
It wasn't the thing I expected to be the hardest, because I didn't even know it was a hump until it became a hump, which was creating sort of our 2-year financial plan and getting ready for investors. I'd say 80% of my energy has been spent trying to get us ready for investors, and Aaron, and then the guys have been focused on product and getting the company set up. But the financial aspect of it and getting that model so that we could show our prospective investors that this is a viable model. So that was rough. There's a lot to learn.
Well,
For sure,
great
always.
job once again. Great job winning the night. And good luck to you. Good luck to everyone. I think everyone did great. It was a action-packed. Yeah, let's do the action-packed evening.
We
And
appreciate the opportunity, Josh.
yeah, absolutely. It's 7:10. We're running late for our networking. Let me just real quick just say, join us on Instagram. I don't have the kind of photos I used to anymore. So anybody who wants to send me some good photos of you having a drink at home or doing whatever, just to show others what's going on out there, send them in. We'll get them posted. the fact is that we are going to be heading over to Zoom. The link is below. There should be no trouble. There's no password. Somebody was asking, just go. I'm sure there's some folks there already. We're going to hang out. We're going to go into small breakout rooms of 3 to 5 people for up to 5 minutes. We're still experimenting on how to make that work, but just short little, quick bits. And that'll give everybody a chance to know everyone else that's attended this evening, make some good connections. So let's head on over there. And everybody, thanks so much for joining us this evening. I thought it was great. We should be coming back in September. There's no date that's been determined yet, but one should be pretty soon. You'll certainly be hearing from us. But thanks again for all the support, and see you over in Zoom, over at Zoom, whatever. What is the right terminology? Anyway, hope to see you guys. Thank you again.